Students, today we are going to start our second chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? In last lecture I have given you the introduction about the chapter, what we have to study in this chapter. So today I am starting it in detail. So in first chapter we have studied matter on the basis of its physical properties. On the basis of physical properties we can define matter as solid, liquid, gas states, and there were few properties, for example force of attraction, gap between particles, their kinetic energy, density, compressibility, rigidity, fluidity, etc. These all were physical properties. Okay. So physical properties are those properties which we see from outside. For example, this time if you can see, this duster is of green color, this chalk holder is of orange color, this board is of green color, and this chalk is of white color. These all are physical properties. We can tell the shape, size, color, etc. all the things. So physical properties are those properties which can be studied without change in composition. Here composition word means from which that thing is made of, internal composition. Okay. So physical properties can be studied without change in composition, and these properties can be volume, color, density. You can also write intermolecular forces, rigidity, etc. Opposite to this is chemical properties. In this chapter we will study matter on the basis of chemical properties. There are some types that we will study in detail. So first I am taking here chemical properties. Properties that can be studied with change in composition. That means internal composition will change. Outside may be same or not same, but internal will change. For example, here I have taken this example, carbon. This C is for a carbon. Carbon is an solid form. Okay. This O2 means oxygen. Oxygen is in gas form. Carbon is a substance which burns. Oxygen is a substance which helps to burn this carbon. When we combine these two, then what happens? A new substance, carbon dioxide, is formed. This carbon dioxide is gas. So here we can say state is solid, gas and gas. So state may be same or not same. Carbon dioxide is a gas, but when we see its composition, it was only carbon, it was only oxygen, but this is carbon and oxygen both. That means composition changed and its properties also changed. Carbon burns, oxygen helps to burn, but carbon dioxide helps to extinguish the fire. It is not helping anywhere to burn. So this way you can say properties totally changed. This is due to change in composition. So when we study this type of properties, that new substance is formed or energy changes takes place. This energy changes can be use of energy or release of energy, heat energy, light energy, etc. So these are chemical properties. On the basis of these properties, there are two types of changes in nature, that are physical change and chemical change, that we will study here, physical change and chemical change. Here I will teach you in the form of difference so that you can understand the topic properly, that what are physical and chemical change and what are their differences, why we categorize them differently. So first is physical change, second one is chemical change. Physical change that can be studied with physical properties. In this change, only physical properties of a substance changes. For example, see the shape of this. When I open this, its shape changed. Firstly it was small rectangle, but when I open this, then it becomes big triangle. Its size increased. So this is change, physical changes, change in physical property, shape, size, color, etc. This is long. When I compress it, it becomes small. So these are physical changes. And chemical changes, change that can be studied due to change in composition. That means simply you can say change in chemical properties. In chemical change, chemical properties change, and in physical change, physical properties change. Here, composition remains same. Internal composition remains same. Here, composition changed. For example, if I am taking this paper, I am folding this paper, it is physical change. It was made of cellulose. When I make it small, it is again made of cellulose. When I tear this page, it is again made of cellulose. That means internal composition not change, only outside the shape structure change. This is physical change. Chemical change is, it is made of cellulose, but when I will burn this paper, it will convert into ash, water vapors, and some light energy and heat energy will be released. Carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide gas may be released. So these new substances are formed, then it will not remain cellulose at all, because new substances are formed. That's why it happens when chemical composition change, internal composition of a substance change. Physical changes are mostly temporary. Temporary means when they get the same, they again changed. So we can also say physical changes are mostly reversible. Convert back. Okay. This is big. I fold it, it becomes small. When I open it, it again becomes big. That means it is reversible. I can change it back. Chemical changes are mostly permanent. When I will burn this paper, I can't convert back into paper because now it is gas, ash, etc. So these are permanent, these cannot be changed, and these are mostly irreversible. Irreversible means I cannot convert it back into its previous position. In this change, no new substances are formed. In physical change. In chemical change, new substances are formed. It may be one, two, or many. So new substance formation is compulsory here. There is no or very little energy changes occur. That means maybe energy changes are taking place, but we cannot recognize them easily. That change in energy is taking place. But here, a lot of energy is absorbed or released. That means energy changes takes place and we can check it. If a substance is absorbing energy, then its temperature will rise, and if it is releasing energy, then it will be cool. So by touching them, we can easily check the release of energy. This is in the form of heat. It can be in the form of a light also. When we burn paper, light energy comes out. One more difference is there. No mass change. If I cut the page, then its mass will be same. But when I will burn the page, then gas will go outside, water vapors will go outside, smoke will go outside, so mass will not remain same. Mass change. If you study somewhere that in chemical change mass remains constant, that is only when we are taking particular conditions. Means the container is fully closed, nothing can go outside, it can be in the form of gas, etc. So it should not go outside. So in special lab conditions only we can check that mass not change. So when these were few differences between physical and chemical changes, you can better understand it by example. So I will write here few examples so that you can understand it properly. In physical change and chemical change, in daily life you see many examples. Any type of cutting, if you cut paper, you cut wood or anything, all type of cutting, tearing, etc. are physical changes. Cutting of wood, cutting of paper, tearing of cloth, cutting of cloth, or breaking of anything, breaking of a chalk piece, breaking of a container, all are physical changes, they not change. And in chemical, any type of burning, when we burn anything, it is a chemical change. Any type of cooking, it will make new substance, we cannot revert them back. Then respiration process, digestion, internal growth of anything, etc. all are chemical changes. Because in this what happened? New substances are formed, their composition changed, and they are permanent, we cannot make them as previous. For example, in cooking, if you cook your food, you cannot make it raw. Okay. Cutting of food means if we are cutting vegetables, it is same vegetable, same composition. But when we cook it, then we add some spices, salts, etc. in this. They all add its flavor and we cannot make it raw without taste. So these were the important. Okay. So next time I will take few examples based on these changes that we will discuss in detail.